But we're going to head off, talk a bit of Saudi now and the sort of business that could be done in the summer, potentially. Yeah. Bruno Fernandes, suddenly there is some stories suggesting today. Certainly not a player that Manchester United will want to lose. He's been, not in a great season.
He's their sort of constant, isn't he?
Well, as close as a constant as they can get. Ben Jacobs keeps an eye on the Saudi market for us. Hiya, Ben.
Hello, Ben.
Good afternoon, gents.
I mean, that would be quite a signing for them. What is he, 29 now? It would be. He's been there 4 years. Manchester United would be a heck of a payday for him. He may feel he's got, with respect to Saudi, another year, 2 years at the top table. But I mean, it would be very tempting. I'm sure there'd be interest, wouldn't there?
I think the Saudis are interested in all of the top names, but as we're seeing, they're prepared to be patient. And as you rightly say, Manchester United see Bruno Fernandes as part of their plans, and Fernandes probably feels that he wants to stay at Manchester United. Assuming he keeps the captaincy, that's an indication that he's one of the most integral players in the football squad. And I think that Erik ten Hag has reiterated that today. But from Saudi's perspective, they're being linked because maybe they're thinking in 12 months' time, like with Mo Salah, there may be a window of opportunity. And 2025 is a really key year in Saudi Arabia for two reasons. One, because Cristiano Ronaldo's contract expires, although my understanding is he may renew for 1 year. And two, because the television rights internationally are up for renewal. And as you can imagine, in Egypt with Salah and in Portugal with Ronaldo and or Fernandes, there could well be big audiences and lucrative renewals to be had, depending on if Ronaldo stays, if Fernandes joins, if Salah arrives. And as a consequence, the next 12 months are all about planning to work out who's going to resonate with the international audience. And I'm told that the Saudi deal makers do want another marquee star from Portugal because they've built an audience there through Cristiano Ronaldo. And if Fernandes comes in 2025 or potentially, but less likely 2024, then that's a continuation, which means that maybe you retain the audience and cash in on that audience when the renewal comes up in 12 months.
Is there any feeling that they're kind of amongst the fans of some of these clubs that they are getting players very much on the wane, a bit like the old days of maybe MLS and going further back NASL and stuff? They're great star names, but not necessarily in their pomp. Maybe the real arrival of Saudi football will be when guys are going there in their 20s as a footballing choice.
Yeah, there's one or two examples of that. Ruben Neves could have gone and played Champions League football. Gabri Veiga was very sought after by many top European clubs. He chose to go to Saudi Arabia. And for a younger player, a star name that maybe is not quite at their peak, but with a big future, it's interesting because maybe it's less of a risk to take a lot of money early in your career, set up your family, and then still have the ability before you turn 25 to return to Europe if you so wish. And Neves, who's a bit older, is thinking like that. And so is Gabri Veiga. They can always go to Saudi. And if it doesn't work out, it's not a downfall. It's not an absence of other earning opportunities. They can still keep that reputation because they're young enough to go to Saudi, to do well, and then take a step up in terms of current football standard after that. The other point that I'd make is that although, as you say, a lot of the stars are 30 or over, there's a new quota coming in next season. So right now, 8 foreigners, any ages, a lot of older stars. Next season, 10 foreigners, 8 can still be any age, but 2 have to be born in 2003 or later. So we're going to see a shift, therefore, in recruitment towards younger stars as well.
A higher quota, a higher number of overseas players can play in the league.
Yeah, so still only 8 in each match day, but 10 within a squad. So it's a balancing act because 2 are always going to be unhappy in any given match day to protect Saudi talent, ultimately with the view to developing them ahead of the 2034 World Cup. But keep an eye out on loans, because what you might see is really top young talents under the age of 21, not playing for their current clubs. Off they go to Saudi, play with Ronaldo, play with Benzema, get a lot of exposure. And maybe the international audience quite likes the fact that they can watch a player that their club still owns in Saudi Arabia, knowing they'll come back, and the player doesn't have to commit long-term to Saudi Arabia. So loans could be something to watch this summer.
Excellent. Ben, appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us.
All the best.
Ben Jacobs, bringing up to date on the world of Saudi football. Casemiro has been mentioned. Yeah. There was a picture, the Telegraph ran a picture of him today. He looked like he's had a bit of work done.
It
was a bit of an unfortunate angle.
This sort of pillow cheeks.
There's a bit of threading as well been going on. I think he's been down the Arndale.
Probably has, yeah. Outside Superdrug.
And you saw, and maybe they kind of stopped him, and he had some sort of miracle hand cream. They stopped him for that and that bit. And then he had a little bit of threading.
That's why he's not been playing that way. He's got a sore forehead.
Really
itchy. He's got really itchy eyebrows.
I think it was just a bit of an unfortunate angle. Anyway, the game between Tottenham and Manchester City tonight is dividing everybody. As we've said, a lot of teams with skin in the game, including Chelsea, including Manchester United, including Newcastle, all pushing for Europe. Manchester United fans wanting City to win effectively, to stay in the mix. Tottenham fans wanting City to win. It's a mad day. The game's gone. talkSPORT.com, text 81089, tweet TSH and J 03717223344. We'll take more of your calls, emails, texts and tweets as we build up to the game, which I should point out, if you don't know by now, is live on talkSPORT this evening, exclusively live. Adrian Durham, your host at the Lane, Sam Matterface and Danny Mills, your commentary team, former City player, of course, for that one.
Paul Hawksbee and Andy Jacobs, Monday to Friday afternoons 1 till 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.